Hi, Mark. Yeah, it is 7:39 a.m. Eastern, 12:39 p.m. GMT. US session about to get underway, and also worth noting that in just under an hour, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, is some very relevant data coming out of the US. We've got job numbers, non-farm payroll, the expected consensus number for new jobs, 58,000. Any big miss from that number in either direction, we've got a very nervous market out there, being dictated to certainly by geopolitical events controlling the movements we've seen this week and the volatility. But add to that some job numbers that surprise one way or the other, and I have no doubt there will be added volatility based on that data. Also, retail sales coming out, both of these at 8:30 Eastern, which is just under an hour. Uh, Certainly be on a watch and look out for those. US dollar going into today, carrying on from yesterday. Yesterday had a strong day, gave up gains late, left that wick behind, looking to make that up again today. I have support at 98.64, resistance 99.11, very tough resistance area to break through. We've seen that for the past 4 days. That level was tested in the middle of January as well. And we'll see today where the continued demand for US carries on and we see a break of this 99 level, test of it, maybe a break to the upside, or if we're going to get a turnaround like we have seen so often, and we've got such relevant data coming up, a bounce down off this and US dollar give up these gains and look down at the 98.64 support level. But strong US dollar going into the US session. Let's have a look at the S&P. And there you see it's futures trading still. Quite a way, over 1.5 hours until Wall Street opens up. But so far in the futures market, you can see another sell-off, testing this very strong support around this 6,789. You can see from last year, the support has been tested numerous times. Sellers unable to break below this level, being really guarded by buyers. We'll see whether that plays out again. And you can just see, even over the last few days, this pattern where strong sell-off to start. And look at all the wicks left behind. All these wicks are reversal with buyers stepping in. Yesterday we saw, and today will we see the same thing? Will we see buyers step in again, or will sellers maybe break below this level and maintain below this level? Again, I think could be dictated to by the performance of the US dollar, and perhaps that'll come with the first big move, or an add to that what we've seen already once the data and job numbers are released at 8:30 Eastern. But certainly a strong sell-off during the futures market. Gold, gold very flat. I think showing some resilience, the fact that the US dollar is so strong and we're not seeing the inverse relationship, strong US, weak gold, that's not playing out, but is sitting flat alongside yesterday's resistance level. There's the range for now. 5,060 is my support. 5,141 is my resistance. Sitting around yesterday's close, again testing the 5,060. Buyers will look up to this 5,141 resistance level and look to test break higher. May need dollar weakness and the inverse relationship between the two to come into play to give gold that boost that it's looking for. Sellers of gold, continuing from yesterday, will be looking to the downside. Brent oil, very, very strong push up today. I've got support at 83.11, and I've got resistance at 89.47 over $5. A very strong move we've seen here. Comments out of Qatar, uh, I believe, relating to the duration of the conflict. Even Trump, when he spoke yesterday, all of a sudden it's not days, it's weeks, and not sure, 4 or 5 weeks. I think just throwing numbers out there, but that's enough to scare the markets. Certainly nothing reconciliatory or comforting about the supply issues for now. All that adding to a nervous market, and as we know, oil acts on potential risks, and the risk of supply is real, and there's the result today. So already a big move today from 83.11 up to 89.47, sitting at resistance, testing that level right now, and not surprising to see oil at this level. Talks of $100 a barrel will certainly add to the demand, to that feel, and to the sentiment that we're seeing right now. Bitcoin, like yesterday, had one strong day on Wednesday, broke above that 70,000, closed at 72,000, couldn't maintain, gave up some gains yesterday, and continuing with that today. I've got support at 69.6 thousand. I've got resistance at 71.5 thousand, roughly a $2,000 range, pretty narrow. We'll see where the sellers add to this. Uptrend is still up on the trend is still up on the dailies. That will come to an end or be reversed if sellers do continue with this and push down to the lows we saw where it hung around for a couple of months at around that 66, 67,000. Or will buyers step in possibly and retest above 70, maybe a break higher today. Good trading. Keep that discipline. I think the markets will be active today, last day of the week as well, adding to perhaps the volume and the volatility. Good trading, and I will see you at the end of the day.